What's up guys, Crecelia back with another video, and we're doing another episode of Setup Switch Up. This is my friend Austin's a7ii. It's a really nice camera. It's actually really comparable to the a6300. It's almost the same value, but it is, you know, full frame. So I thought I would take you on a little photo walk. Might take some portraits of Iris later, and I'll give you my thoughts on this setup. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I guess first things first, I gotta take the old picture of Austin. Maybe zoom in, get some of the full frame effect. We're back in Valley Ranch. I did the Canonet video over here, and I think I did another video over here. Not real sure. So yeah. I went ahead and took some pictures of my car earlier. I'll go ahead and overlay them right now. One thing I like already is a dial for ISO, shutter, and aperture. I do have to hit the ISO button on my camera to change the ISO. I like being able to just move the dial and it already does it for me. It's a lot of sun.
Yeah, I might have to.
Or, I'm trying to think, what if I can like center my car?
There we go.
I think that might be cool if I get one.
Little bokeh.
Ooh, I kind of like that. Alright. I like the shutter sound. It's a nice shutter sound. See if we can get like a nice little... It's
actually a nice shot too.
It's a nice sound. The kit lens, I do like it. It's actually a really nice kit lens.
For a kit lens, yeah.
It's very, like the zoom.
For me, it reminds me of the 18 to 50.
It's pretty much a very similar lens. Go wide. They go wide and low.
First.
Like, gotta go wider.
Yeah.
Alright.
Again, though, there's not much over here to like.
There's really not. It's gonna take me a long time to get a lot of really good photos. But overall, first impressions from, I guess, just this little, like, what, 5-minute little
test run?
Test shoot thingy. It's a really comfortable camera. It's a little heavy for what I like, but it's considered a light camera. Kind of the reason why I have the crop sensor camera, because it's super light. But I don't think it'll hurt you after a long time. This lens is also very light, so if you have like a nice solid prime, the weight obviously will add up very quickly. But so far, I like this lens. Pretty good kit lens, honestly. The screen is nice and big. The EVF, there is some distortion in the EVF that I have found. It's not that big of a problem, but if you're used to a OVF, it will be a big change for you. So that's one thing to look out for. Battery size, it uses the smaller Sony batteries, not the newer Z batteries. I think these like are NPFW50s. They're not the bigger ZW whatever batteries. So the battery life isn't the greatest, but if you're just shooting pictures, it's perfectly fine. Should last you a whole shoot, as long as you are turning off the camera when you're not using it, which is a good habit to get into anyways, because who doesn't want their camera to last longer? So I'm here at a spot at night with Austin.
We're at the movie theater.
Yeah, the movie theater.
With no movies.
And then I am recording this with the a7ii with the 60mm. So this is what it looks like without the crop. And then this is with the crop. I'll put the full frame equivalent after, in case any of you guys did want to actually try and do this. And this is sort of acting as a little vlog test with this thing. I don't know how well the autofocus is working. I hope it's working well.
I think the autofocus is like,
I mean, like, how good is it focusing on my face? Like, if I move, does it kind of go with my face?
Why is it so difficult?
I don't know.
See, that, because you have the lighting from this one, and you're not, your back isn't too.
My settings are 150 shutter, f1.4, ISO 500, so it is kind of a well lit place. But I mean, I hope it looks good. So I'm gonna get Austin to take some video of me shooting some more pictures. That way, you know, this video isn't 2 minutes long. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, so I don't know where to start. It's a very interesting place. So I guess, I don't know where to start, man.
Well, do you want to start and try to do something darker, and then work your way up like lighter? That makes sense, or do lighter and then darker, or just go random?
Let's start our way bright, work our way down. You already know we got to get the sexy car pick.
Oh god. You know it's weird whenever he calls his mom vehicle sexy.
Oh yeah. Actually, I want to get a little bit closer. I like taking pictures of my mom's car. It's pretty nice.
It's a whip, dude. It's a full-on whip.
It's a really good car. Using the focus magnifier to really get my focus all set. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the bad stuff out of the way first. One thing that I guess I got kind of spoiled with the A6300 is continuous eye autofocus. The A7 II does eye autofocus, but it's only in single shot. It is not continuous, so you can't like hold down a button and it just tracks it perfectly. You can hit it once, hope it's in focus, then take a picture. It's not as good as I was hoping it was gonna be. The autofocus in general is just a little bit slower. It is still good. By all means, it is better than, you know, probably still better than a 6000. Obviously better than the A7S series. But from what I know, the autofocus is really, really good still. Might be a little slow, but it is still good. It doesn't track me as well in video. I am shooting an S-Log, so if you don't know, S-Log kind of does impact the autofocus on Sony cameras for some strange reason. Maybe it has to do with the contrast or, you know, whatever, but autofocus is still good. For vlogging, that little clip that I had when we were outside at night, I thought was a really good vlogging test actually, because, you know, I was pointing the camera back and forth. The battery life is perfectly fine if you're an amateur or, you know, just starting to get into the A7 II or full frame Sony game. What are the other negatives? Man, there's really not a lot of negatives to this camera. I'm trying to think of some that I ran into. If you are a big video person, this camera isn't the best for video. I mean, if you're just doing little vlogs or something, I would highly recommend with the crop sensor Sony's, as they are lighter and whatnot. But as you can see, I'm using it for video right now, and it's actually pretty good. You still get the log profiles, you still get Cine 4. They're both really good picture profiles as long as you're comfortable grading them. They are not the easiest to grade. As you can see, once they are graded, the S-Log images out of this camera look beautiful. You can create some truly cinematic video with this camera. The image stabilization holds up really well. All of these clips are real time, 24 frames a second. The IBIS is turned on. As you can see, this is all handheld with the 50mm. Not slowed down, nothing. They look slowed down because they're so smooth in my opinion. Like, this is just the wind moving the tree, and it looks that good. As long as you're trying to hold the camera steady, it looks good. Photo wise, this camera is great. Low light performs really well. Every portrait I've taken with this camera, it stands out. I even took some prom pictures for my cousin, and they look super good. The 50mm in this camera is just a brilliant combination, honestly. You know, the images stand out with the lens, the colors stand out because of the camera. The raw files are really easy to manipulate. You can get them to look exactly how you want. No issues really. Low light, just honestly, I am amazed at how well this camera performs for how dated it is. I mean, it's not a super old camera, but for how old it is, it's really great. So the question is, does an A7 II hold up in 2020? Short answer is yeah, I mean, it's amazing. You can do professional work easily. The only thing I guess you really can't do is sports work, because it doesn't have a super fast burst rate, but I think it's like 5 frames per second. You'll be alright. If you're just shooting, you know, your kids playing soccer or whatnot, you'll be just fine. I think this camera would be great for someone who isn't exactly a beginner, but is wanting to, I guess, upgrade from maybe a crop sensor, or maybe wants a introductory camera into the, you know, mirrorless Sony market. The Sony a7ii III just came out, which means the a7 IV is probably, you know, not too far ahead in the future. So that means this camera will drop in price even more. I apologize for not making as many videos. I am still responding to comments, but, you know, with a full-time job, you know, just a lot of distractions. I got a lot going on, so it's not exactly easy to make videos. All the footage for this video was filmed like, I don't know, like almost 2 months ago. I've been editing it for around a month now. This video was taking a long time to make. I hope it turned out very good. I'm Crecelia. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.